Hi, everybody. I just wanted to give you a little update as an introduction to Module 4. Starting this module, we're really kind of shifting gears. The first few modules were really giving you time to familiarize yourself with APA style, get used to reviewing research studies and evaluating them and summarizing them. Starting now, we're moving into you actually writing your introduction for the paper. So there's a video that explains how to complete the assignment for this module, which is basically gathering all the information from the individual articles that you found last week in your reference list. You're going to be summarizing those articles in a chart similar to the information that you were gathering in those individual article summaries, but not writing summaries per se, but rather just gathering the information so that you'll have that when you actually start writing. In that video, I wrote this on D2L2, but I did make it last year and we did a different topic. We were doing tootling last year instead of check-in, check-out. So I do refer to tootling in the video. I didn't want to have to make a whole new video because I said tootling a couple times. So just whenever you hear tootling, sub in, check out. So it's the same information that you would need. It's just we were using a different intervention at that time. So for the next couple weeks, you're going to be taking all of those studies that you found in the last module, and you're going to be reviewing those studies in more detail, pulling out the information that's in that literature review log, and putting that information into the chart. And then you're going to be narrowing down which studies you want to include in your introduction. Now, I've given you information in the D2L module about the study that we are going to be conducting. We're not actually going to conduct this study or design this study, but when you're writing a research paper, you're going to have your idea first, right? And in this case, our idea is that we would like to use the check-in, check-out procedures or intervention with 3 students in a classroom and I've just kind of left it open for you. What you're going to do is first identify a hypothetical classroom. So if you're in a classroom right now, you probably just want to use your classroom, right? So maybe you're teaching in an elementary resource room, and that's the classroom that you want to use. So you would be implementing this intervention for 3 students in your classroom with on-task behavior, off-task behavior, lots of off-task behavior. It can be anything. You're going to kind of tailor it to your interest and the type of classroom that you work in. If you're not working in a classroom right now, you can decide what your dream classroom will be and have it be that classroom. So the first thing you do when you're about to conduct a research study is to decide, what is your research question? What do you want to learn? So in this case, we want to learn if check-in, check-out is going to be effective with a particular group of students. You're determining the age group, the disability category, the type of classroom, all that. You can tailor that to your own needs and interests. Then you're going to, as you're reviewing all of those studies, and you should have found about 20 that met the criteria. I think there was like 23 or so, give or take. But you should be reviewing those studies and looking at the studies that most closely align with whatever focus you are taking in your study. So if you work in high school, you want to look at those. You probably want to focus your introduction more on the research related to students in high schools. If you're working with kids with EBD, then you probably want to look at the research on check in, check out that has been conducted with kids with EBD. So you have some flexibility in which studies you include and how many and all of that. As I said, there were 20 some that met the criteria that I gave you. I'm requiring a minimum of eight studies to be included in your final introduction, or your final paper. All you're going to be writing is the introduction. So go back and look at some of the studies I've given you already and look at the introductions to those, to get a feel for what kind of information is included in an introduction and how it's set up, how the introduction is kind of laid out and built. I will be posting a video soon about what should be included in all components of a research study. And so the introduction will be included there too. But going back and looking at examples of published work is helpful for you to see how, things are worded and language and structure of that introduction. I think that's probably all I wanted to explain to you all right now, just to give you a heads up about what we're going to be doing. I will be having a Zoom meeting this week. Take a look for that on D2L. I'll post the time and the link on D2L. If you have questions about what you need to do for this module or moving forward, make sure that you join that if you can. And if you can't, send me an email and we'll set up a time to meet individually. I hope you're all doing well. Have a great week, and hopefully I'll see most of you at the Zoom meeting.